What's cracking, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today's a cool one. I got to the shop a little extra early so I could put in some time on whatever the hell is I need to do. As you guys know, I got the Del Sol. The engine bay is painted right now, so the next steps to get this thing kind of going is this is the power steering pump and shit. It got all bent from moving around, but I think I'm going to replace this whole situation. But yeah, the bay is painted at this point, so I'm going to start taking everything off foil here, put it onto the back. I'm thinking I might wet sand certain areas and see if I can buff it out, because I do have some dry spray. Like, this is really rough, but this is really nice, but that's just nitpicking. I'll deal with that later. Today I'm dealing with the engine because this is kind of like a major component, obviously. Hey guys, what's going on? I wanted to take a quick second here and tell you that the next few episodes of the Del Sol build are sponsored by the Old Souls Car Club. Do you have a Del Sol, or are you an OG Del Sol owner and you're wondering, hey, where's the community at? I know a lot of old forums have been shut down over the years, but there's a new thriving one and it's going on right now at oldsols.com. So, just like I said, I got this taped up, I got the starter taped up, and then I've got this guy over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and start spraying the gunk everywhere and then hosing it off, and then we can see how clean the motor I can get right now. I'll take off the, what is it, the intermediate shaft or inner shaft or middle, whatever the fucking thing it's called, you know what I'm talking about. I'll get that off afterwards, and then I'll tape up the holes on either side before I actually start spraying. Just get this nice and coated, get in there. I think the speed sensor actually needs to get replaced. That's the nasty ass rust that came out of the block. That's a gasket, but you know what I'm saying. So just try not to get in there. Let's be careful with that one. And then you see what I mean? This is like all the hard water spots, that white stuff. It's not actually that bad, but yeah, this, man, I'm like at least 2 feet away, and this has got some stream, you know? All right, guys, so I've got this sprayed down. As you can tell, whole puddle of nasty down here, and it already kind of looks a little better. So what I'm gonna do is just let this sit for a little bit, see if I can't find a brush. If I find some brush, I'll scrub everything down as best I can, maybe do a coat, and then I'm gonna get to spraying. Yo, what up? All right, so we're back here. Here's a little update of where we're at. As you guys can see, it's a little shinier on the trans. Actually wasn't as dirty, but if we get kind of close up here, it's still got that weird like casting veiny mark, like, you know, like right there. I'm scrubbing that. I've got some like, what is that? Just a red fucking 3M right here. So I'm trying to go over that as much as possible. It's honestly getting as good as I think I'm gonna get. I mean, I could try to get some shit on a brick, or not on a brick. I could probably get some stuff on a drill or something and go at it. But it's looking not bad. It's just veiny and dirty and grimy. Like, I could try the degreaser gunk and the gel shit and just make it sit there for as much as I can and go at it again. I used a lot of brake cleaner. It's not really doing too much. It's kind of on there, you know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing right now. Use a little brake cleaner. I ran out of the gunk. I have some purple power. I'm gonna keep hitting it with the 3M. Eventually I'm gonna get to the point where I'm just gonna throw it in the sun, and I just gotta let it I gotta let it bake. Yo, all right guys, different day. I got a water pump I'm gonna throw on this because I figured I'll go ahead and show you right over here. It's pretty gnarly. It's pretty gnarly in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace the water pump here. Checking out that Downtime with Downstar podcast in Neo Garage though, so I gotta pause that. Had my headphones on, but I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out. And like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and take the water pump off of this, replace it with a new one. The timing belt doesn't look that bad. This motor is a Genia motor, so it's got not that many miles. It actually looks very, very nice in here, I'm not gonna lie. So not too concerned with too much. Like I said, I just want to get this car or this motor in as like a test motor, but obviously I'm gonna like rip around and have a lot of fun with this. But because of that rust, I wanted to replace the water pump. My motor overheated while I was at the track one day, and all the water and all of Thunder Hill I had to get from the shower. So I had to literally take water from the shower, put it into here just to be able to get home. And then some of that water sat in here, so it definitely rusted out the impellers. So like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Got the type thing over, we got up, we got these notches right here, they're aligned with the mark right here, so I'm hoping that keeps it in time. Got the air tool, gonna blast this off, and then I can get to taking the water pump off. What up guys, what's going on? It's another day. I had to wait because I think if I had the last clip in here, I was waiting for a new timing belt, tensioner, and stuff like that, and that had to come in, so I just got some gate stuff. Got it all put together right now. I pulled everything off, got it in time, so I'm just gonna put everything, when I put everything back together, I wanted to make sure it stayed together. So we're gonna go ahead and go through this again. This is probably one of the first times I've ever really done this on my own, so we're just gonna roll with it, right? But I already gotta take this off. I gotta make sure that this is in time. These are in time right here, matched with the deck right here, up, the lines to the deck of the head. And then I gotta make sure that this mark is lined up, which everything is kind of lined up right here, so I can double check that. I got the screwdriver in, just to make sure that I am at top dead center. Once I know everything is aligned in that fashion, I'm just gonna basically go ahead and start taking everything apart. Sorry for the car driving by or the fucking truck, but I'm gonna make sure everything gets taken apart, pull off the water pump, put the water pump back on, put the timing belt back on, and then this motor is pretty much good to go as far as basic maintenance. OEM water pump, timing belt, tensioner, all that stuff, just basically throwing that stuff on right there. And then I don't have to worry about that when we get it in the car. All right, so I think I'm good here. I got the screwdriver at the very top of it before it kind of scrolls down a little bit. So basically I got it about level there. Hopefully you guys can see this. I've got these two lines even with this. There's actually a perfect line right here on the back plastic, but that's technically the top of the head, right? So it's got a perfect line on the back plastic if you have your back plastics. Obviously there's some marks on these right here, so you want to make sure all that's good. I've got up, and then down here, there's a mark right here on the crank, right here, the crank gear, and then there's a mark right here. So I've got those lined up. So I think I'm basically good to go as far as being in time. So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting everything taken apart right now. All right, I had to get the bigger impact because this nut did not want to come off for the tensioner there. But yeah, as soon as I pulled this off, I pulled the spring off and the whole belt just went floop, floop, floop. It just came right off. So sorry I didn't film that, but let's get on to taking the water pump off. Floop. Gonna go ahead and take all the plastics off. Because the bottom edge right here actually is covering the water pump, and I don't want to like be pulling and yanking on nothing. So hopefully this just comes off nice and easy. Hopefully. Did I miss something? No. Oh, there's a little bit of glue under here. It'll keep it all into place. Corner, there's two bolts, there's a bolt here. Look at that, dude. Looks real nice. I bet you when we take this off, it's gonna be rusted. We'll do it in a crosshatch pattern. Now I'm hoping there's nothing else fluid-wise, because I can see it through the other side, obviously, with the water neck. So we're gonna go ahead and start pulling all these bolts out. I'm really bad with knowing what bolts go where, so I'm gonna put them on the ground in kind of their orientation. The very bottom there. Cool. Bam. Ugh, disgusting, dude. You guys looking at this? Hopefully it's in frame. Oh my God. And this is exactly why. Look at this, guys. Holy crap, dude. This is exactly why we're doing this right now. Look at that. Disgusting. We got this guy here on the edge. Go ahead and zip these in here with this guy, but not super tight, but just so that they're in. Perfect. All right. Now we've got a new water pump in. Oh, that feels so much better. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these guys torqued down, and then we'll jump onto the tensioner. All right, so I can't find a torque wrench small enough that could hit 8.7 pounds, but I'm pretty sure these are at least by 8.7, 10 pounds. I hit it with the impact. I didn't wail on it. I just went all the way till they're done, till they're seated, and then gave it like 1 or 2 little blaps. Not like a wailing blap, but like 1 blap. That should be good. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. By then it'll be too late. Just like this. Cool. This is on there. Feels very, very good. Now we're gonna kick onto the tensioner. We got this nice, cool little Gates kit. So I'm gonna go ahead, open this up right here. Very nice belt. It's not shiny like the old belt. I don't know if you guys can tell. Hopefully you can. This is really shiny. This isn't. The inside is not as shiny as well. So this looks much better. I want to loosen this spring up.
You got outgoing now?
What's up?
You got outgoing?
Yeah, there's a little bit in there.
2,000 years later.
All right, this guy's torqued, so I'm gonna spin this to make sure all the timing marks line up. I'll get this guy lined up here, and then once we get that, I'll make sure everything is still in time. Dope guys. All right, we got these guys lined up. These are up. Then we got the woodruff in, and then we've got this mark lined up with this mark. Got a good amount of tension, and we got this torqued to 40 pounds. So I'm gonna go ahead and start reassembling everything, basically just like it was. So probably not gonna record that, but I'll check back in once everything's back together.